Coming up on Z News, new rhythm from the teapot land, the shiniest pearl, mamas buffering, and subconsciously love black coffee. Star midfielder Paul Pogba inclusivity and empowerment. So I've been gone for a hot minute and there are so many challenges out there. And it's quite impressive and progressive to see that the people who are fighting for rights so loudly are also jumping onto the bandwagon. Now in Uganda, popular dancehall artist, now turned politician, Bobi Wine used his singing skills to connect with the youth and inform them of their rights. Sadly, but not really shocking, seeing as this is how African politics roll, he lost the election to the octogenarian Yoweri Museveni. Not so surprising there, just last month. Now, his style of rallying was so unique that encouraged Zimbabwean journalist Daddy Hope to come up with a catchy rhythm titled
Demloot, Demloot, Demloot,
in protest of, well, it is quite self-explanatory. Now, this song was an instant hit that inspired so many different versions, from the Mbila one,
demloot, demloot, why, demloot, why,
to the Mbakanga one.
Demloot, 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 Demloot. Hausa twala kanzima we. Demloot, 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 Demloot.
And of course to the hip-hop one, and so many normal Zimbabweans.
Demloot, Demloot, Demloot. The one in demo, Demloot, 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 Demloot. Oh na na na, Demloot, 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 Demloot.
Also jumping on and throwing in the versions of everything that the government has been looting up until today. Now, it's a matter of time if we're going to see if Daddy Hope is going to be arrested again because of this. The challenge, which has nothing to do with being nude, darling, was such a hit that the full damn rhythm song has been commissioned by the people, for the people. So we're going to keep our eye on that. We're going to keep our ear on that as well, because we want to hear what it's all about. Now, back in the Pearl of Africa, the MTV Music Africa Awards, the Mamas, which were last held in 2016, have been postponed. Well, look, I'm really surprised that they were actually going to have the awards with all the humanitarian crisis that has been happening all around the elections. It's not surprising that Bobi Wine called out MTV on their intentions to sanitize the inhumane works of the regime by ignoring all the uproar happening and with the growing online demand for the awards to be cancelled. Viacom had no choice but to heed the people, because after all, without the people, then what's the point? Now, sadly, many of us have been voting away for our favorites. Hey, ASAP, and we're looking forward to this star-studded extravaganza so we can have so much to talk about on Z News. Now, the host this time around was DJ Khaled, and he was scheduled to host from the comfort of his home, darling, in Miami because of the Rona. Now, I'm assuming that the performances as well, coming from Wizkid, Diamond Platnumz, Nasty C, and Khaligraph Jones will be performing at home as well. Now, personally, this makes sense to just, postpone this whole thing. And I'm hoping that they will just keep it on lock up until things get a bit better with the whole Rona, so that everybody can come together and make it a massive celebration, and we can see all the hype about all these people that are going to perform and, just enjoy it actually properly, as opposed to this whole virtual thing. It's cute and everything, but it just doesn't give us that feel, We're tired of virtual things. We want contact. Now, as governments across the globe have rolled out the vaccines, a few African countries have received the vaccine, with the majority of them still confused as to the way forward. Now, Tanzania and Burundi have shoved the middle finger, darling, to the vaccine, as they still maintain that the Rona is not a thing. Now, President John Magufuli attributed the low numbers of the virus in Tanzania to God's help. Hallelujah, I guess. Well, anyway, Tanzania last recorded 509 COVID cases and 21 deaths back in May last year. After that, the government was like, listen, World Health Organization, we're not going to keep giving you numbers. We are done because this Rona thing is not a big deal. And instead, we're going to encourage our citizens to go out to church and to mosques and pray to our God. Because listen, this is a satanic virus that is just here to try and engulf us all. All this came after they actually tested a goat and a papaya, and they came out positive of the Rona. So at this point, he's like, listen, we don't care about your vaccine. We don't care about the Rona. We're going to do things our way. Now, meanwhile, in Burundi, the Minister of Health has stated that they don't really need the vaccine as yet, saying as there's a 95% recovery rate, and what's more important for them right now is to prevent it from spreading further. How are you going to do that? How about how you would have done that when your president Nkurunziza died of the Rona? I mean, surely at this point it's a little too late to be thinking about just prevention, right? Anyway, Burundi has a population of 11 million people, and so far there are about 1,600 cases of the Rona, and they're just saying that we're just going to maintain it. We're going to close our borders to everybody else and just see how it's going to go. Anyway, we will keep abreast with the situation in East Africa and hope that these cultish tendencies from the governments will not get the best of the people. Down in the dirty south, Mzansi's Mama Panther, Pearl Thusi, who is arguably the most trolled celeb on the Twitter sphere, is counting her shmoney. Now, sis is proving that she is where the money resides. The money resides with her new gig in Thailand. Now, once the news broke out that Netflix's first African original series, Queen Sono, was cancelled, the tweeps had a field day. They celebrated the cancellation because they were so happy that, she is going to go down, and they're like just really happy for her demise, not knowing that the Black Pearl will rise like a phoenix in the ashes, darling, and make them eat some humble pie. Yes, Pearl has bagged herself a new role out in Thailand in the second season of Netflix martial arts show called Wu Assassins. Now, this is not the first time that sis has been in an action-packed show. I mean, Queen Sono was, as well as Quantico and Black Scorpion, which she killed. So we are definitely excited for her because this is so up her alley. We can't wait to see what she's going to do and see her in action. If you love African house and EDM and you listen to your music on Apple, then baby, you have hit the jackpot, seeing as a whole new catalog called Isgubu has been launched. Now, Isgubu will focus purely on all the subgenres of house and EDM music, such as gqom, amapiano, kwaito, deep house, shangani electro. All of it will be finding a new home in Isgubu, okay? Now, there'll be so many various spotlights that they'll be showcasing throughout the weeks and the months that will focus on all the different subgenres and artists and albums and DJs as well, who will come through and they will pick out their favorite albums, their favorite songs, and create some really cool playlists that will only be exclusive to Apple Music. Now, to start off their first Isgubu Voices, which celebrates vocals on house music, they have chosen none other than BlackCoffee, who also released his much anticipated 7th studio album called Subconsciously, also on the very same day as the launch of Isgubu. Yes, talk about killing two birds with one stone. Now the superstar DJ has arrived, darling, with notables making it onto his album such as Pharrell, Usher, and Cassie. I mean, there's a bit of a question mark there, but I mean, it is Cassie. And of course, San Al Musician. And all of them came out on his 12th album track, which is on fire. I mean, listen, Twitter ate it all up and everyone was just raving about this beautiful album that he came out with. And everyone's saying that really this is his best work yet. Kudos to him. I'm absolutely loving it. Ready For You is my jam. It is popping. And if you've actually listened to the album, let me know which one is your favorite song. Ooh, I've talked too much. I am parched, darling. This is all the news that I have for you. Thanks so much for hanging with me. I'll be back again next week with more hot news for you, as I always bring it. But in the meantime, do make sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy this episode. And of course, if you want to see more hot stories like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ding, 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 ding. And I'll bring you all the juice that you need every week. In the meantime, do take care and continue washing your hands and staying safe. Until next week, mwah, ciao.